So today we are going to be learning about Pythagorean theorem. And so our equation for Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, right? So Pythagorean theorem involves right triangles, okay? So if you can figure out the Pythagorean theorem, you can tell that the triangle is a right triangle. So, in order to start off, we are given some measurements and we're going to find all of our sides. So, yesterday we worked on squares and square roots, and so now we're going to put that into practice and into work with the Pythagorean theorem. So, as you can see, I have a right triangle and then you have some squares attached. Okay, so once again, our formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, so A, B, and C represents our side lengths. Okay, so that's the sides. A squared, B squared, and C squared represents the area. So A squared, B squared, C squared represents the area of these squares. A, B, and C just represent the side lengths. Okay, so we have three sides to a triangle. So your shortest side is typically A. B is your second longest side. And C is your longest side of the triangle. C is called the hypotenuse. Okay. C is always the longest side of the triangle and it's always adjacent to the right angle. So my right angle would be here and your hypotenuse is adjacent to the right angle. Okay, it's always going to be the longest side. So here we are given three measurements. We are given our side lengths, right? So my shortest side is 3. That's going to be A. So A is 3, B is 4, and C is 5. Now we need to figure out our area. So we need to figure out what A squared is, what B squared is, what C squared is. So we're going to substitute in our values. So wherever I see A, I'm going to put the numerical value for A. Wherever I see B, I'm going to put the numerical value for B. Wherever I see C, I put the numerical value for C. So I'm going to substitute. So let's change our colors so you can see the substitution. Okay, so I have 3 squared plus 4 squared is equal to C squared. If this is true, then we know it's a right triangle. So 3 squared is 9 plus 16 is equal to 25, right? 25 is equal to 25, okay? So that means A squared is 9, B squared is 16, and C squared is 25. So that means the area of this square of A is 9 centimeters squared. The area here is 16 centimeters squared. And the area here is 25 centimeters squared. Okay. Now let's take a look at example B. Example B, we are given the area. So remember, A, B, and C are the side lengths. And A squared, B squared, and C squared represents the area. Okay. So given this situation, we realize that we are given the area of each square. So first I'm going to draw my right angle so that I can identify my hypotenuse by putting an arrow across. Remember, your hypotenuse is always adjacent, so always across from your right angle. Your right angle is that 90-degree angle. Your two lines are perpendicular. Okay, so my shortest side is A, B, and C, right? Longest side is always C. Hypotenuse is always your longest side. So we are given the area, okay? So the area of A is 36. The area of B is 64. Now, I'm not given the area of C. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my formula. A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Then I'm going to substitute in the values. Well, I was given A squared, so I'm going to substitute the entire A squared. A squared is 36. 36 plus 64 is equal to C squared. Okay, so now we need to add these two numbers up, and you use your calculator. Okay, so you have 36 plus 64 gives us 100. 100 is equal to C squared. So we know the area of this square is 100 centimeters squared. Now, I am not done, because now we need to find the side length. Okay, so we know that C squared is 100. So in order to get C by itself, we need to undo that, which is finding the square root. So if I find the square root on both sides, just like it's an equation, C is equal to 10. Okay, so we found the square root of 100, which is 10. So C, the side length, is 10. Now, we are given B squared and A squared. So in order to find our side lengths, we just need to find the square root of these numbers. So for A is equal to the square root of 36, which is 6. So A is 6. B is equal to the square root of 64, which is 8. Okay, so your side length is 8, 6, and 10. So remember, A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. And that's how you find all 6 measures. Now you're going to complete the rest of your assignment for today. Make sure you use your calculator to help you with your squares and square roots. And make sure you show your work. Have a good day.